A single-celled organism must handle every life function on its own. To survive, it has to move, digest, and breathe within its one microscopic body. It's an efficient design, but it presents a limit. How does life scale up? The evolutionary solution to this size problem is a concept known as the division of labor. Instead of forcing one cell to do everything, multicellular organisms create specialized teams. A group of similar cells working together to perform a single dedicated function is called a tissue. These tissues are the fundamental building blocks that allow organisms to grow to massive sizes while maintaining precise efficiency. As multicellular life grew, it split into two distinct evolutionary paths based on a single requirement: mobility. Because plants are rooted in one place, they utilize tissues engineered for rigid structural support and growth that happens only in highly localized zones. But animals roam freely. To survive in the wild, they require tissues engineered for flexible movement and rapid whole-body coordination. Whether an organism anchors to the soil or roams the earth, its lifestyle strictly dictates the cellular architecture it builds inside. In plants, growth is driven by localized engines called meristematic tissues. Apical meristems push the tips longer, lateral meristems increase the girth, and intercalary meristems allow for rapid regrowth near the nodes of the stem. Through a process called differentiation, these actively dividing cells eventually lose their ability to divide and lock into permanent roles. These cross-sections show the variety of simple permanent tissues used for support. Parenchyma and collenchyma are living cells with thinner walls for storage and flexibility, while the sclerenchyma consists of dead cells with thick, lignified walls that provide the plant's rigid strength. For transport, plants use complex vascular tissues. The xylem is a network of tubular cells that pull water up from the roots. Working in tandem, the phloem uses specialized sieve tubes and companion cells to distribute food from the leaves. These systems make plant tissues marvels of static engineering, prioritizing stationary survival, immense strength, and internal fluid transport. Animals prioritize dynamic response. Their bodies use epithelial tissue to form protective linings and internal surfaces that absorb nutrients and secrete essential fluids. To bind these systems together, connective tissue acts as the body's structural glue. Its properties change based on its matrix, shifting from a fluid state in blood to a hard mineral matrix in bone or a flexible jelly in cartilage. Movement and control require specialized motors and wiring. Muscular tissues act as the engines of movement, while neurons, the multi-branched cells seen here, form the control network that transmits messages throughout the body. These tissues integrate into the musculoskeletal system. The nervous system signals a muscle to contract, which then pulls on a bone via a connective tissue called a tendon. Movement is then directed by 4 joint types. These classical Indian dance poses demonstrate how every physical gesture relies on the specific mechanical limits of ball and socket, hinge, pivot, and fixed joints. By prioritizing dynamic action over rigid permanence, animal tissues allow for complex physical behaviors and rapid environments moved from observation to creation. Researchers Sipra Guha Mukherjee and S.C. Maheshwari developed techniques to grow complete plants from cultured anthers and laboratory setting. These methods rely on totipotency, the ability of a specialized plant cell to revert to an active state and redifferentiate into an entirely new, complete plant. By mastering tissue biology, we can actively shape the natural world to improve crops and advance medical science. Biology is a logical system of divided labor, not a random collection of parts. To test your biological reasoning, visit edunudge.in and tackle their CBSE-aligned, competency-based questions. Instead of simply providing the answer, their 5-step nudge system guides your thought process, training you to analyze biological problems like a scientist. Visit edunudge.in today to begin analyzing the architecture of life.